one place and not on other places. They are part of the blood and they are going everywhere. So why in one particular time only one particular area is getting affected?
The dushyas?
Dusha and weakening in the dusha. And that weakening is caused by what? In this case, what you asked.
By
Smoking.
Smoking.
Yeah. Smoke. So smoke has caused weakness in the lungs or throat or sinuses. And then here dosha got aggravated. That is amasya getting involved in it. And then that goes into wherever it finds weak spot.
So that raises
so
another.
In this case, the weak spot was the lungs or throat. And how? Because this too dry and hot air or the toxins, they rubbed on the tissue of lungs or throat and took away some kapha and weakened it. And then this kapha increased and it got accumulated because it lost ability of proper exchange. So mucus got accumulated there. So there is less chance of person who is following all good diet, then there is less chance of this happening over someone who is smoking, right? So this is the process that is happening. This is how we can tie up all of these things together.
So you're saying our behaviors can create dushas in certain areas.
Exactly. And this is the question that will always be asked, that why, say if we are eating kapha food. Now that kapha from the stomach after digestion, it is in the blood. So why is it causing problem in one person, one place? Everyone is eating kapha food. For one person, joint problem increases. For another person, headache or sinus. And for third person, it is cough. Everyone ate the same food.
Right.
So the difference is the weak spot is different in each person. So that is the fourth stage of disorder where weak spot comes into play. And that's where disease gets located on one place. And that's why we say, there is a shloka, I will just say it and then I will explain. But what I was explaining, that shloka says just like that. So kupita nam means aggravated. Dosha nam means doshas. There could be one dosha, two dosha, or three doshas, or combination. Kupita nam hi dosha nam, sharire means in the body. Paridhav tam means circulates. So aggravated doshas based on what we eat or what is our behavior or emotions or seasons, they get aggravated, right? But not always that we get sick. So when do we get sick and where do we get sick and how much do we get sick? Answer is in the next verse. So kupita nam hi dosha nam sharire paradhavtam yatra means wherever. Kha, and kha is used for the channel or location. In this case, it is lungs or throat or sinuses. Yatra sang, sang means obstruction, blockage. Yatra sang kha vagunya, which means change of properties. So what has happened due to smoking and this due to the heat and dryness and toxins in the smoke, the properties of alveolar tissue, lung tissue, bronchial tissue, or sinus tissue changed not for good and became weak, right? So yatra sanga kha vagunyat, what happens there? Vyadhi. And vyadhi means, so there was no vyadhi, means good, balanced. Adhi means established. So balance was established before. Now person smoked and the properties changed for not good. And that's where disruption, vyadhi. Vya means disruption of balance. That's where disease occurs. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Sure, welcome.
I didn't think it was such a complicated answer. Now I
Well,
understand.
so because you use word complicated, have I simplified enough or not?
Yes.
Okay.
I just didn't think there were so many steps involved, but now
Well, I had a choice to just say the smoke is external factor of pathogenesis. I could
yeah.
have got away with that.
But it's helpful because we here in the West particularly, we're taught a certain way of thinking about things and pathogenesis, and so it takes a bit of relearning,
Yes.
to
And also
understand.
I consider your course and your group as advanced group. I wouldn't spend same amount of time if it was different group. I wouldn't have gone into all that because I assumed that you have gone through module 5, and if I bring these terms, you will be able to uh, grasp them and understand them.
It's a little dusty, but it's helpful to kind of like bring them back up and
Yes, yes.
revisit that. So thank you.
But thank you for asking this question. So in Ayurvedic anatomy and physiology, uh, I will explain some of the things I have already explained. But before I go into more of Ayurvedic anatomy and physiology, at this point, I will like